What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Base Damage. We've got some more Hololive. You know I'm going to be covering Hololive if it comes out. I definitely... I have mixed feelings about this set. So this is going to be another premium booster, the Hololive Summer Premium Booster, which is going to be very interesting. So there's going to be... a lot of the cards in here are basically reprints of other previously existing cards. Let's take this Laplace, for example, that searches out the level 3 Laplace from Volume 2. So you're going to have certain characters in here that kind of mimic those same effects, but they decided, hey, we're going to make it look a little bit nicer. There are some new effects and whatnot in here as well as a couple climax combos. There's only 3 or 4 climax combos. I did take a little bit of a peek. But I took a peek at them on the simulator. I have not seen a lot of these arts just yet. The ones behind my head right here, with the coyote and everything, where you have, for the premium booster, you have the normal version, which is going to be here on the left. It's like the it's called the HLP rarity, which is like Hololive Premium rarity. And then what is basically like an SP. It looks really cool. I didn't want to I'm not going to try to zoom in for every single card, but I'm at least going to show off what one of them looks like, if it will show good quality for this. So a lot of them are going to look like this, and we can peruse through a little bit before we go through the effects. Yeah, just to show the Cali. This is so cool. The little skull and everything behind it. So they're all going to say Summer Splash Party. Yeah, no, they look really cool for the SP versions and everything. I'm just very on the fence about one particular thing. So let's zoom back out. So before we go into each of the effects, I want to show... I'm willing to give this a little bit of a pass, but immediately I realize I want to kind of point this out. So I want you to look at this card on the left here. So actually, we're going to zoom in. We're going to show a little bit of fan service here on Base Damage. And really cute Coyote. Really cute Kanata, Laplace, Cali, Flare, Kiata. But do you notice something here? Is it just me? Am I being weird by saying this feels extremely lazy to just have the same background for every single one of these cards? The sun, the clouds, the sea, it's the same backdrop for every single card. The only difference being obviously the effects, the text, and who's up there. So I get there's a bigger difference than, say, when they did those promos that were they were all drop searchers or something like that. A little bit, better variation for that. But the back, I don't know. It just feels weird that the backdrop for every single one of them is the exact same, even for the quote unquote Hololive rare. The back for the SPs are different for every single one of them, as you can obviously see when we looked through earlier. And I'm certain there's going to be someone like, bro, don't complain. We get all of the girls in bikinis. Okay, sure. Let's move on with life. So, I'm going to try to speed through a lot of these because it's 53 cards, I think it was. Yeah, it was 53 cards. Going to be in the premium booster. So there's a lot of really cool ones in here and a lot of very interesting climax combos that combo with other already existing climaxes from Volume 2 and stuff like that. There's a Mume that has a level 3 Mume that has a climax combo. I thought that was so cool. So, all right, let's go through this. So we have Coyote, middle sitter, front row. When this is sent from stage to waiting room, pay 1, put a Hololive character from a waiting room to the bottom of your clock. If you do, look at up to 2 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 2 Hololive characters from among them. Show them to your opponent, add them to your hand, put the rest into your waiting room. So this is reminiscent of the Laplace from the first premium booster and the Aqua I think she was from set 1. Don't hold me to that. But the Yamada Hermione or whatever was like the name. Aqua. So this is a reprint, quote-unquote reprint of that, basically. But that's totally fine in my opinion. So Kanata. So 2 or less stock, she gains 15, so she'll be like a 3k. Start of your opponent's attack phase, choose one of your opponent's front row characters. You can move it to an open, empty slot on their front row, so you get to move your opponent's characters. Like I said, this is the reprint of the one Laplace that lets you add the level 3 by paying a cost on play. Also has an act. Discard a card, sack this to salvage back a Hololive character from your waiting room. So this, I don't think the original Laplace that does this effect did that. Or no, sorry. I said Laplace. It's like a Chloe. I think it's a Chloe that does this first effect that searches for the Laplace. I'm trying to remember. No. The Chloe searches for the Laplace or a Louis. That's what I'm thinking. And this so it has that effect to grab that, but then it has the additional effect of being able to salvage back. So that's really cool. A Callie with an Accelerate. At the start of your climax phase, if this is in your front row, put a Hololive character from waiting room to clock. Search your deck for a Hololive character, add it to your hand, and then discard a card afterwards. So you pay the Accelerate cost to be able to search and filter. So really nice. I'm not really going to worry about stats unless I see that it's relevant. Oversized, you can't play event or backups. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you can send that character to stock. And if you do, send the bottom card of your opponent's stock to waiting room. So some nice removal at level 0. We have a Kiara with Accelerate. This is kind of cool. When you use this card's backup, you can put a Hololive character from waiting room to the bottom of your clock. We see a very interesting recurring cost here. Look at up to 4 cards from the top of the deck. Choose up to 1 Hololive character amongst them. Show it to your opponent. Add it to your hand. And then choose one of your battling characters that gets 1,000 power till end of turn. So it ends up becoming a 2k backup in addition to like some trying to dig and filter and everything. Just like kind of cool for that. So a 1/0 Matsuri, global 500 to Hololive. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can discard a Hololive to search for a specific Matsuri. I'm not going to worry about clicking it. And then you can rest this to give that Matsuri plus 1,000 power and a soul. Really cool. A Korone. So this specifically searches out a specific Korone, which is really cool. I think this is from set 2. I'm like certain it is. On play, gains 3k power. And if this is placed on stage from your hand, if you have 2 or less cards in memory... sorry. Oh, it takes a specific Korone and sends it to memory, not searches it out. I'm sorry, I was like auto-completing in my head. During the turn this is placed on stage from hand, when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you can pay 1, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Your opponent chooses 1 character or event from amongst them. You add it to hand and send the rest to waiting room. Interesting. I don't know, it's whatever. We have a Watame. Let's see. On play, choose a Hololive character to gain 3k power. So you could give it to herself at the start of your climax phase. Sack this to summon back a specific Watame to the stage that this is on. Interesting. A level 2 Subaru that is a level assist. On play, or when you trigger a climax, you can draw 1, pitch 1, and then an act to discard a specific Subaru and rest her to salvage back a character. Really cool. Iraha, a 3/2 Iraha. If you have 4 or more Hololive characters, this gets minus a level in hand, heal 1 on play, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, this gets 1,500 power and hexproof, where it can't be targeted by your opponent's effects. Huh. This is a very interesting Iraha for like the Holic deck, or just in general. Like, this is pretty cool. So she'll be up to a 10k. Okay, no, so this might be worth picking up. A 3/2 Emilia can early play if you have 2 or less climaxes. During your turn, if you have only Hololive, she gets 2k. Ooh, when it's played on stage from hand, you can pitch 1 to put the top card of your clock into your stock. So very nice healer there. A Mio. Okay, this, I know the candy apple Mio thing is from the trial deck. I do know that. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can discard a card. Choose one level X or lower Hololive character from your waiting room. Add it to hand. X is equal to the number of those particular Mios in waiting room. And those Mios were the level 3. When this is reversed, if the battle opponent is level 0 or lower, you can send the top card of your opponent's clock to the waiting room if you do send that character to clock. So, very nice. Like, because the combo from, if I remember the combo from the Gamer's trial deck, which was the Mio here, it wasn't bad from what I recall. I just don't remember it off the top of my head. So let's see. Oh, okay, so the what should I choose Aki Rose? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it says the Aki Rose is the T034 here. So it's the level 3 trial deck Aki, which is like basically her climax combo is Last Shot Xenon of on attack, pay a cost, burn 4. So if you're level 3 or higher, this has an act to send it to summon the Aki Rose from hand. Basically, you don't have to pay the cost. Really cool. And when this is placed on stage from hand, you can discard a climax to salvage back a Hololive character. So really nice there. I do love that, like this, the Mio. It looks like this upcoming Okayu, all comboing with cards from the previous sets, the trial decks, and everything. It's just really cool. Like this one has an effect with the hashtag Hololive Gamers, which is an event from the Gamers trial deck. So. On play, pitch a climax, salvage a Hololive. On play, pitch the event to also salvage Hololive. Okay, so you can do either or both. So, interesting. A level 0 Luna. So this, I don't know which Luna this is, the enthusiastically dressed one. I just don't remember. It says T105. So it's from the trial deck. I think there was a level 1 Luna combo or something. I had to look at it later. I do not recall. On play, mill 2. This gains 1,000 times the number of Hololive or the particular 4th gen event milled times 1,000. When this is sent from stage to waiting room, you can discard a card to summon back that particular level, that particular Luna from waiting room onto the stage in any slot rested. So that's really cool. We have a Kobo. Oh, I didn't even think about that. We do have other girls in here. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I've missed anybody. Or if I just, like, didn't think about it. Okay, so no one else until we got to the Kobo. Because this will be the first Kobo card. So that's really cool. On play, you can pay 1, pitch 1 to salvage. And at the start of your opponent's attack phase, you can move it to a empty front row slot. So she's a free runner and a drop salvager. Okay, interesting. A fauna that has, if you have another particular fauna on field, she gets 4k. On attack, you can pay 1 to twin drive to trigger check twice. Really cool. Okay, so this is also really cool. This is a climax combo, quote unquote. There's 2 different Fubuki combos. There's a level 1 from the trial deck and a level 3 from volume 2. And this works with both of those climaxes. Basically, on play, you can pitch 1 to add 1 from waiting room to hand. So and they're both gold bars. So you can pitch the Fox of Possibility to add back Shirokami's secret base, whichever one you want, to be completely honest. If you basically are running both of those combos, this is just a very nice little consistency thing, because the gold bars just get stuck in your hand anyway. Being able to choose which one you have at which time is very nice. So, we have a Toa. See, we have a Zeta. So this is the first Zeta card from what I recall. So we have a Toa, which is when a climax with a bar trigger is placed in your climax area, this gets 1,000 power. And when this attacks, you can pay 1 to twin drive. And on attack, give a Hololive character 1,500 power. So, really cool. Then we have the Zeta is on play. This gets 1,500 power. And when the battle opponent becomes reversed, salvage back a Hololive character and then discard 1 card. So, really cool. We have an Iris, which is, if you have another back row, Moments of Relaxation Iris, which, if I'm not mistaken, was the Brainstormer. This gets 1,500 power and character encore, which is really interesting. When this attacks, if you have 2 or more other Hololive characters, we'll get up to 2 cards from the top of the deck. Choose 1 card amongst them, put it back on top of your deck, Send the rest to waiting room, and this gets 2k power till end of turn. So total buff, she would be a 55 plus 15 if you have the other Iris. Would make her a 7k. I don't remember if this particular Iris gave buffs. I just don't recall off the top of my head. And then she would gain another 2k. So she could be like she becomes a 119k with character encore. So that's really cool. The Sora is a 2500 backup. And when you use the backup, you can look at the top card of your deck, put it on top or bottom of your deck, which is very interesting. Like, kind of just a little bit of filter there. Just kind of neat. We have a Kayla. This looks so cool. Kayla just is like very long. Kayla is very long. Also, respect to the blacksmiths, you know. It's a 3/2. When this is placed on stage, you get to look at top X cards equal to the number of your Hololive characters and add one card amongst them to your hand. The rest go to waiting room. On attack, you can pay 1 pitch to burn your opponent for 1, and then choose up to 1 card in your opponent's waiting room, put it on top of their deck. Okay. We have a Bay, a 3/2 10k, on play heal 1, on attack pay 2, pitch 2, burn 2. A Marine, of course she would be turned around. We have a Climax Swapper off of this one, which is not uncommon in a Hololive. There's like 3 or 4 already before this Marine, if I'm not mistaken. So on play, pay 1 pitch a Climax to salvage back a Climax, and a level 0 reverser to boot. A Chloe, which is on play, choose up to 1 of your opponent's characters, send it to memory, then your opponent places that character on stage in any slot. Basically lets you flicker out a character with lingering effects, and it'll remove those effects. So fuck you, Aaron. On play, pay 1 pitch 1, salvage back a character from waiting room. Really cool. We have an Ollie, and Ollie just is adorable. I love her. On attack, choose a Hololive character. It gains 15. We have at the start of your encore step, if you do not have any other rested characters, pay 1, rest this. So then we have, okay, so this is very interesting. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, okay, so the Leave It To Me Roboco-san is the level 3 from her respective trial deck. From the 0th gen trial deck. It has a whole Gurren Lagann fusion combine thingy that works with a particular Proud Roboco-san. And there's already like a level 1 that counts as Proud Roboco-san, if I remember correctly. It's either level 1 or level 0. I think it's the level 0 is the original, and the level 1 is the one that also has this effect on stage. This card's name counts. It is treated as Proud Roboco-san. So you can use this for the fusion effect. It has a continuous effect. All of your other level 3 Roboco gain 500 power and character encore, which is really interesting to give that to like a fusion character. Giving it the encore does not save it from keeping the markers. Like if the Roboco were to die but you wanted to encore her back, she would lose the markers that she gets from if you do the fusion effect to early play her. You basically get to summon it from the deck. But it also has a Brainstorm of pay 1, rest 2 characters. I don't remember the last time I saw a rest 2 characters for the effect of a Brainstorm. Mill 4 for each Climax. Search your deck for a Hololive character, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. So, an Ayame, to my knowledge, I don't think Ayame's first anniversary. No. Okay, it says trial deck. So this is the specific level 1 Ayame that it combos with. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can discard a Hololive character to search your deck for that level 1 Ayame, which is really cool, actually. I've used this particular Ayame in a couple deck profiles, so just having that consistency to get your engine is really cool. But also, when this is sent from stage to waiting room, you can pitch 1 to grab back one of those Ayames to your stage rested. So you can just, if this dies, you just summon 1 out, which is really cool because she gets like fairly decently sized, like defensively, if I remember correctly. So this I've used this Ayame for like there was a Toa build, there was like another build I think I used it for. So this is a really neat little consistency thing. So I do like that. A Miko. When this is placed on stage from hand, if your opponent has 3 or more Climaxes in waiting room, this gets rested. She always has some kind of drawback. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can pitch a Hololive to draw a card. All right. Let's see. So 1-0 Anya. When a climax with a door trigger is placed in your climax area, this gets 1,000 power and twin drive. And this is a level 1 or lower reverser as well. We have a Hato. If your level is 2 or higher, this gains an act of pay 1, sack this to summon a particular Hato from your hand to the stage. It has a assist of 1,000 to all other Hololive characters, and an act to rest her to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put them back in any order. I do not remember what this particular Akai Hato is. I just don't remember off the top of my head. We got an Ozki, gains 1,000 for each of your back row characters, and she gives a all of your Hololive characters plus 500 power. This could be a very nice little buff here. So we have a Polka. So this does combo with Beams of Sunlight and I think it was the level 3 Polka from the Trial deck as well. So really cool there. If you have if you have that particular Polka on the field, you can act. She's also a level assist. You can pay 2, pitch 1 to grab back a particular salvage trigger from your waiting room, add it to your hand. So you can make certain that you have the climax combo for it always, which is really cool. The Louis is so good. I want this so much. Anyway, probably going to be too expensive for me. It's a 216k. During your turn, if you have a shelter in a shared umbrella, Louis, which is the level 0. I know which one it is. I just don't remember how to describe it. She gets 6k power during your turn, so she'll be a 12k. And then she's a anti-change reverser, which is really cool. A 3-2 Nene. All of your other Hololive characters gain 1,500 power. On play, heal 1, and an act of rest this. Look at the 2 cards from the top of the deck, put them back on top in any order. A 3-2 Rene, which is if you have 4 or more Hololive characters, this gets minus a level in hand. And on play, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a Hololive, burn for 1. Really cool. A Choco. On play, choose a character whose level is equal or lower than your level. Place it on any slot. Place it on stage in any slot, and this gets 2k power for the turn. Really cool to be able to try to basically play 2 level 3s for free. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you can pay 3, pitch 1, burn 2, then look at the top card of your deck and put it on top or bottom. All right, so we're in the blues. Also the Gura, that's really cute. We have a Shion. All of your other particular Minato Aquas gain 1,500 power and hexproof. I need to go back and look at this particular Aqua. I don't remember what it does at all. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can discard a Hololive to search your deck for a particular Minato Aqua. The Shion Drawings Murasaki Shion was like a level 2. I remember that, and you could add it to your hand. Okay. Gura is on play. If your opponent has 1 or less characters in front row, you can make them pick one of their cost 0 or lower characters in their front row and send it to the bottom of their deck. When this is sent from stage to waiting room, you can pay 2, search your deck for a Hololive, add it to hand. Crony! We have, when this is placed on stage from hand, choose a card in your clock, add it to hand. If you do, choose 1 card in your hand and put it into your clock. This is actually very interesting because you get to pick anything. So, very cool there. On attack, if you have another Hololive, this gets 3k power. So, we have a Pekora. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can pitch 1, choose 1 level X or lower Hololive character in your waiting room. X is equal to the number of Towards the Future Together Usada Pekora in your waiting room, which I think is another level 1. Don't hold me to that. The next is Suisei. An act towards the Shining Stage, I think was... Oh, no. Okay, I was about to say it's the level 3. No, it says it's from the Trial deck, so this should be the level 1 combo that it's trying to grab. But an act, pay 1, sack this to summon that Suisei to this card's former slot. It gets X power equal to the number of Hololive characters you need, or you have times 1,000, which helps that Suisei a lot because it needs to reverse for the combo. So that's really cool. But it's also that if it's the Suisei, I think it is, that's a green Suicide. So it's just something you gotta be mindful of. We have a Botan. During your turn, if you have a card in memory, this gains 15. And when this card or this card's battle opponent is reversed, that character cannot use Encore. This could be a very interesting little tech right here, just stating. We have a Muna, Global 1000, and a Act to rest her. Choose one of your characters. It gains the following ability, which when the battle opponent becomes reversed, you can send that character to the bottom of your opponent's deck. It's just really nice removal off that. Let's see. All right, so this Risu combos with the Risu from, I think, Volume 2. Plus 2k assist to level 3 or higher characters. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can pitch one to... Sorry, I was making certain I understand. Okay. When this is played, if you have that particular towards a step towards the future Risu, you can pitch a card, choose one of your opponent's characters, and move it to one of their empty slots. Then an Act to rest her. Choose one of that particular Risu. It gains 2k power, which I think this is the level 3 Risu it's talking about, and it also gets hexproof. That's really cool. So really buffing. This is just an all-around major buff for that particular Risu, because it had a bunch of crazy shit. We have a 2/1 Aqua, which I think we're getting close to the end here. 48. We only got like 5 cards left. On play, this gains 3k for the turn. During your climax phase, when gaming on a day off is placed in your climax area, if this is in your front row, you can pay 1, pitch 1 to summon a particular Minato Aqua from your hand to the stage in any slot. Which that Aqua, I believe, is a level 3, so this lets you early play it without sacking this particular Aqua either, so that's kind of crazy. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, if you have a climax, you may put the top part of your deck into stock. So just a lot of good cards in here to help accelerate other climax combos. It's just really cool. We have a Ina. When this is placed on stage of hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's level 1 or lower, send it to stock. And when this attacks, if the level of the character across from this is 3 or higher, this gains 6k power for the turn. So she can become a 12/5. Sorry, I need to take a drink in a second here. Alright. Then we have Eofi. It's a 3/2 Eofi. If your opponent has a level 3 or higher character, this gets minus a level in your hand. For each of your other front row Hololive characters, this gets plus 1500 power. Okay, interesting. And then when this is placed on stage from hand, choose up to 1 Hololive in your waiting room, send it to stock. Then choose up to one of your opponent's characters, send it to memory, and at the start of your Encore step, your opponent places that character on stage in any slot. Okay, so this has early play. It pays for part of its cost. It replaces itself in hand. It gets very big. And it removes a threat on the field, but that character comes right back. You just don't have to deal with it for a turn. It's whatever. But if it's something that's like really fucking massive that you can't deal with anyway, it's like, all right, just get it off. We're not dealing with it for right now. We'll deal with it later. Also known as the procrastinator's motto. Okay, so this is the 3/2 Mume. I thought this was really cool. For each of your other Hololive characters, this gains 500 power. On play, heal 1. Really cool. And when this card's battle opponent is reversed, you can, get this, pay 3, pitch 2, sack a particular pants climax called On a Twilight Hill, which does combo with the level 1 Mume from Volume 2. If you do, choose up to 3 cards from your opponent's waiting room, put them on top of your opponent's deck in any order, and then burn for 5. So you can only pull this off once because you have to sack the climax, but this is really cool for anyone who is a big Mume fan. You can make a quote-unquote Mume waifu deck. Obviously, you're going to have another pants trigger in the deck just for the consistency's sake, but you can have a level 1 Mume combo and a level 3 Mume combo in the same deck, and that's really cool. So I know there's a lot of people who are going to be wanting this most definitely. I'll make something based off of it. So Then we have a Lammy and a Noelle, and that's going to be it. So we have the Lammy is a 3/2. If you have 4 or more Hololive characters, this gets minus a level in hand. If you have 2 or more cards in your memory with different names, has to be different names, she gets 1,000 power. During the turn, this is placed on stage from hand. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose 2 Hololive characters amongst them, show them to your opponent, add them to hand, send the rest to waiting room. Really cool. And lastly, we have a 3/2 Noelle, which does combo with a Pants trigger together with Dancho, which that particular Pants also combos with a level 0 Noelle. So on play, you can sack another Hololive character on stage to waiting room to heal the top card of your clock to stock. So we get some like modern level shenanigans. And on attack, if you had the Pants trigger in play, once again, the whole concept of like you can get a Mume waifu deck, you can get a Noelle waifu deck now. You can pay. This is so funny though. If you have another Hololive character, you can pay 2 stock. If you do, your opponent mills 20 cards. Then look at up to 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. Choose 1 from them, send it to the bottom of your opponent's deck, and put the rest on top in any order. It's just really funny. It's not going to like really do anything stupidly crazy, but this is just really funny of just like make your opponent mill 20. Like I'm going to force you to refresh more than likely. And that's going to be it for the set. Like I said, if I had to nitpick something, it's that everything has the same backdrop, but we get girls in bikinis, so I'm going to shut the fuck up. And we're just going to accept what we see for what it is. So I'm going to sit on this Cali right here. But yeah, no, that's going to be it. So the premium booster is going to be coming out, I think, about the same time as the Ambassador deck. I think it's like the same month. I had to double check. But it's going to be really cool. Definitely going to be picking up some of that when it drops because I am a V2%. And that is going to be it. Thank y'all very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. And we will see y'all on the flip side. Peace out for now.